We will be starting very, very shortly. Hope you like the new camera in the corner. I think it looks sick. Gotta play around with it and see if we can do some other things with it. I hope. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing tonight? We had a game yesterday and we didn't do that badly in the terms of stuff. I don't think we did that bad actually. What's the game last night at times in the first half? It looked like you boys were men. Hard game to start off with. Yeah, exactly. Jana of Plymouth. Yeah. You couldn't have asked for a worse game of the team coming up, really. I really just don't think you could have asked for a worse team to play when coming up, or Leicester. Or coming up then going down. Second half we looked much better, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it a lot. The 26 people watching, 13 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the new view I put up in the studio. It's a high up camera for when we do things. There is a plan of putting a camera somewhere up there. You can see that way while I do streams as well. So we're going to try and do that as well. A lot of things planned. I've got some good ideas. I've been mapping things out in the studio today, so it's been really good fun. Mapping it out in my head. I think the lack of pace on your side is the real... Yeah, it's the midfield. It's that midfield. It's very slow and it's very old. I think that'll get fixed by September, John. I personally think by September, that will all be fixed. I can see that all being fixed and it not being too much of an issue, to be honest with you. Good evening, mate. Compared to the other results, who do you think fared off worse, in your opinion? QPR. Rotherham. QPR, look, I can see why QPR are in that bottom bit by a lot of people. It's interesting. Was it me or was Hillby really quiet last night? It might have been. It was a little bit quiet last night. You got to remember, mate, the problem with having games at the beginning of August, there's a lot of families that are on holiday. And if our game's on Sky, there'll be a lot of people who won't want to go. And with the cost at our place as well. Our place is ridiculous. Don't get me started on our ticket prices, please. It's insane. It shouldn't be the fans that are paying for it. It should be coming from the owner, but that's another story entirely. 29 people watching, 13 likes up, please. But I think a lot may have stayed and just watched it on Sky. Yeah, the midfield, we don't have cover. We don't have cover. Byers was injured again. We don't know how bad that is. It sounds like it was just a muscle strain. But we need cover in midfield. We need positions in midfield. Haven't certain teams in the championship have VAR in operation at the... Nope. No VAR is in operation in the championship. Do you think the AC goalkeeper will... I kind of do. You don't loan a keeper in if you're going to sit on your bench. I actually fear Dawson's probably going to be on the bench this season, and he's in to be the new keeper. On last night's game, the one thing that got me in that first half from last night's game is Sheffield Wednesday Football Club have still got that mentality of League One where you let teams, sometimes you can let a team press you a little bit too much and they won't take a shot. Now, in the Championship, they will take shots all day long. For me, we were way too much standing off, and nobody was putting a tackle forward. And it was just a lack of closing down. You could tell in that first half, we were a team that had new tactics and trying to figure it out. I think it's going to take us a while to see Josh Windass get used to that role. I don't think he's used to that. I think, if anything, Windass would be better where Bannon is, but I then don't know where you put Bannon then. It's an odd one because you can either drop Bannon a little bit deeper and then have him just have that anchor role, but I don't know. It's all that first half, Glenn. It was first half. First half, we felt like that. Second half, we actually showed like we could do something. It wasn't all last night. I don't think it's fair to say it was all last night. It was more the first half. Second half, it's like the manager went, why are you giving them too much respect? Yeah, exactly. We did. We gave them way too much respect. You let Teller cut inside on his left too fast, and we did indeed. The issue there with Teller is we've not been great on our left-hand side for a while, and we have got players in for that side. They're just not going to be in yet. Like, the whole of last night, we have one player start out of all the players that have come in. Delgado, I thought Delgado was good. It's interesting. I've seen a lot of yellow cards last night and today across the EFL. I think there's going to be a lot of people picking up game suspensions really quickly, or they're going to have to stand down it. It was messy. First half was very messy. But like I said, it's a very good time to play them. Gets it out of the way. We got Hull next, who they won't have their manager on the touchline. He'll have a ban. Championship is like a Premier League. It is. But I think the thing is, unlike most clubs that have come up, it's not been a turmoil as ours. Like, you look at Plymouth, they've managed to recruit most of their loans back and make some of them permanents. You look at Ipswich, they've done the same. I think Ipswich and Plymouth actually didn't have that much that needed adding to their squad. We, on the other hand, needed a complete rebuild, even when we got promoted from League One. We needed a complete rebuild because we built a team for League One, but we didn't build a team that can compete in the Championship. 1 yellow at Argyle, and still 3-1 at Fortress Home Park. That's a good result, that. It sounds like they got a bit better at some points, Huddersfield, but that's a great start for you guys. It really is. I do, Glenn, because I can see things in that side that will work once players are up to speed. The problem is the fan base need to take time. Hull manager will be suspended for the cup game and back for the league. Oh, I thought he would be suspended for the league game, but he could do the cup game. I could be wrong. I thought it was league, but I could be wrong. If that's the case, then he'll be on the touchline. Poop. But I can see a lot of improvement in that second half. I can see what we're trying to do. I think the thing is, you look at the way we were trying to break last night, especially when Musaba came on. We're trying to get on the counter-attack, and he needs someone at the side of him to help him. And that's just not a job that someone like Lee Gregory can do. He hasn't got the feed for it. Even Michael Smith, and we'll talk about Michael Smith later. I thought when we did get the goal, it was a really good set piece. We offered nothing, though. Let's be honest, we offered nothing, really. We tried to do certain things. I was expecting for people to let it play out a little bit more, like trying to get some crosses in and stuff like that, but it didn't. It just didn't materialize, sadly. I thought this looked... Why are YouTube doing that at the minute? Not YouTube. Bloody YouTube links are... Has Elon turned YouTube links off again? Oh, he has, hasn't he? Oh, you pain in the arse, man. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens because we need to start playing with wingers. If we can get the ball back into the box a little bit more and rotate it, will be good. The part of that game that really struggled for me was that midfield keeping it, and at the back, we just weren't quick enough. Dawson's not quick enough with getting it out. You can tell that we're wanting to get it out faster, and he was holding on for it too long to find out things that was happening. Let me read some of your comments here. Stupid rule with card, but I believe it will stop time waiting. I believe it will. Our fan base won't take time though. I know that, and you do. I know that, but it's not us who need to take the time. There's a lot of people who wanted Darren Moore sacked in November and October, and Chansiri didn't listen to it and kept him. The person who needs to make sure he can keep him is Chansiri. I don't think Chansiri cares what fans think about appointments or who it is. The 40 people watching and 15 likes. Get those likes up, people. If you want to become a member, please do. We have content on there. I will be doing some capturing of PF5 stuff soon. I haven't decided what games. I'll do a poll what people might want to see. And if you want to super chat, please do. Everything go back into the channel. I've got some big things that are going to happen in here soon. Involve more cameras, so it could be interesting. Barry Bannon would drop him back to... The problem is, Barry Bannon is having to get used to a new role, mate. Barry Bannon is being told not to go back and help like he's done every other season. The remit from the manager to Barry Bannon this season is Barry Bannon shouldn't be controlling everything. Barry Bannon shouldn't be the one to run everything. He wants everybody else to step up and do it. The problem is we don't have the midfield to do that yet. We will, I think, I hope, but we don't have the midfield to do that. Whenever the ball's not there, Barry Bannon it's in his nature to go get the ball and start things. But the problem is the manager trying to make it so he's not doing that as much, so he's further forward to help out better. But Barry Bannon will do what Barry Bannon does, which is help the team out when he needs to. And that's an issue. It needs to change. That does need to change. But that's going to be something that happened with Barry Bannon himself. He got to get that into the game and change, so it'll be interesting. Let me have a hard to take anything from first game. Still getting Matt Sharp. Yeah, exactly. I think for me, you could tell we were a team in a fresh transitional period of new philosophy on how we're going to play. I think you could tell we were trying to work out things. It's one game. I think there's so many people who are gassed up their first game because it's the first game of the season. I understand why. I get it. You're excited that football back. You've had a long summer. You've had transfers. And you just want to get excited for your team being back. But the thing is, for us, personally, we're in a transitional period. So it'll be good to see what happens. But that being said, Southampton were in a transitional period under Martin. The difference is that they're still playing with a lot of Premier League players. And that gulf in class showed. I think we'll be able to have a proper test of where we are in terms of teams. Probably the next game against Hull and Cardiff. I think they'll be the next... Not Cardiff. I got that wrong. Who is it? Not Cardiff. It's Preston. I think we'll know where we are against Hull, Preston and Cardiff, where we are in the Championship and how we do. I think that's a lot. Can't believe they had Adams on the bench. He should be starting all day. I don't understand why he wasn't starting. He's a good player. And it would have to be Che Adams to go against the play. But yeah. I thought it was so obvious that certain somebody would call the winner. Yep. You're right, Jake. We're too slow and took us 60 minutes to realise to play out quicker. The front three just closed us down too quickly. They did. The front three were too quick. I will say something. That Musaba, who we signed from Monaco, he looks a really good talent. But Wednesday fans, I'm especially speaking to Wednesday fans here, do not big him up as something great. He's 22. He's 22 and he's coming to a league that he doesn't know yet. He will become very, very good. I really do think he'll be really good. We just got to give him time, though. But he looked good. He skinned his man. He looked like he could... If people were a bit much sharper, some of those balls he put into the box could have been goals. I thought Delgado looked good. We need a left-sided midfielder, though. We need a left-sided winger. Because I don't think Windass is going to be it unless we can train him up for it. I'm going to sound like an hypocrite now, but but know what would have happened with DM hindsight. I'm going to sound like a hypocrite now, but who knows what would happen with DM in hindsight? We don't know what would have happened with DM. The problem is we don't know what kind of players were on DM's list, kind of thing. So it's that whole thing. We haven't got a clue what was on that list of players, so it could have been different. At the end of the day, I think a 2-1 loss against a team that just came up, and if you actually look at the stats of that game, they had something ridiculous in terms of shots, and we managed to keep it at 2-1. And that's a mixture of them not being match ready and not firing on all cylinders, and us not being. Like, they had 23 shots to 7 to our 8 to 1. They had 80% of the ball to 20%. They had 6 corners to our 3. And we gave the most fouls away. But the thing is, the one thing that Swansea fans said about Martin, he likes a lot of the ball, but doesn't do enough with it. And the problem is, he doesn't do enough with it, and that could be an issue if they don't cycle it better. It took them ages to get that final goal in the second half. So that's something that I thought was decent. Not decent, but shows you where they're not at. They were good. They were good. I'll give them credit. I know the manager playing a certain style, but to me, we should be playing proper fullbacks last night in the Southampton wingers had a field day. They're all getting used to new positions and new situations. I think he'd been told that we'd done fullback before. You know what, though, Barry Hart? I actually thought Patterson did well at that position. I thought Patterson looked solid and had a really good game. He was my man of the match for me. He looked like he had a really good game for me. And you got to remember, Patterson played that position before. This ain't like Patterson's learning a new position. That's the position he had when he was at Heart when ages ago. Who is the man who will step up and take control of the situation? Do you believe we get more players? We're getting more players, Glenn. I 100% think we're getting more players. We've got 18 now, and we need at least 2 or 3 midfielders and possibly another striker. If we get that, then great. If we don't, maybe. But for me, I don't know who's going to be the man up top. My issue is our front line, if you're actually looking at out-and-out strikers, if Michael Smith, 31, and Lee Gregory, 35. Now, if you're looking at elsewhere, you've got Josh Windass, who said himself not a striker, he's a cam. You've got Patterson, who will play everywhere. He can play up top if need be. Wilkes, who more of a winger that can cut off the side and come inside than a striker. Wilkes is someone who I think could be really good in this team if he does well. But we're going to have to start having people step up soon. According to Twitter, differently, still the same being pantomime. Hang on, I've got a bleep button. Still the same pantomime. Yep, agree with you there, dude. Still young, can learn a lot. We need more midfielders because Edit's on top. I thought Backinson wasn't bad, actually, mate. I thought Backinson was okay. He's not great, but in the circumstances we were in last night, I think Bayo would have started over in it anyway. But Backinson, I think Backinson actually suits the style of play Muniz is trying to play. I think the problem is, I think you've got to give someone like Backinson a fresh start until about October. And if it still doesn't look good then you turn around and go, okay, it's not work. But you make sure you've got someone in. Worker still 40 pin chap. Yeah, he wears them to the shop, John. He gets them right locked, so he wears them to the shop. It's like it's in a cricket bag and everything. 48 people watching, 21 likes. Get those likes up, people. The way Ginto 2 Saint player, the way Deck's reaction sent me giddy. Yeah, Deck's reaction to that was interesting. I was told by someone I sat near last night that he fears Sicko isn't a cheap option. Sicko isn't a cheap. The problem is everyone's going to say cheap option. Darren Moore was the cheap option when we came in. When you look at it, Sicko the thing is, you gotta. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I've got this thing is, if he thinks he's the cheap option, then fair enough. If you think he's the cheap option, it's not cheap if you've got to bring in his entire backroom staff. That ain't a cheap option. A cheap option is someone who come in and say, you got to work with what you got. And he hasn't got anything. And that was it. I thought the new guy looked good. We're just missing someone to control the game. We were dangerous on the break, but we can't rely on that all season with the front players we have. I agree, Scott. I agree. Don't get me wrong. I don't really care about other fan bases. Think of us. I just hate when these are jabs that take when completely unfounded, clearly out of no prior research. Yep. Femewo did look like he was struggling, but I don't think Femewo will have that spot. I think Valentine will have that spot, mate. I actually think Valentine's is the person who's going to go there. The 55 people watching, 23 likes, get those likes up. If you want to become a member, it is $4.99 a month. And if you want to donate to the channel, everything goes back into it. Please do so. I have worked stupidly hard over the last month and it's paying off. Things have gone really well. And thank you everyone for getting me over 3K. I much appreciate that. I think we're playing well considering we're basically the entire Premier League bar the keeper and Teller on the wing. Teller's a Prem player, to be fair. And to be fair, Basuna was playing Prem last season. Dominated possession, sure, but our game plan seemed to be soak up pressure and counter anyway, which we did. Due respect, Worko Premier League players weren't good enough in the 38 games and relegated than last season. Good point. But, mate, I put most of too good in the champion, not quite Premier League category, John. Good point. Not one of my favourite players, Backinson, but I hope he's more in the tank. Yeah, I think he needs it. I think he does need it. I do predict Gregory will be our top goal scorer this season. That's my opinion. I also I will take the lead in the game. We take the lead in the game. Do you think we'll be able to close the game out? Maybe. I don't think Sicko's the kind of person to just go for it and just close the game out, as you say. I think he's the kind of manager that wants to go for 4, wants to go to 5. I think that's the kind of way he plays. Anthony, did I call him Anthony Fletcher last night? I meant Ashley Fletcher, if that's what I did. I think if I called him Anthony Fletcher, I mean... Did I actually call him Anthony Fletcher? Ashley Fletcher. In my opinion, Backison hasn't played good since the first goal. But my opinion, how... The thing is that he hasn't... No, I agree with you. He hasn't played well since that first goal. He hasn't. But I think everyone that comes in gets a clean sheet with Muniz until Muniz brings in someone to replace him. Because... Here's a really, really big take. I don't think Volks is the right player for a Muniz system. He looked well off the pace. He doesn't look well playing in that kind of defensive role that he tried to do. He was well out the game last night. But again, like John says, first game of the season. You can have first games of the season and you have this where you're criticising bits and pieces. But first game of the season, look what happened. Don't look at the Leeds and Leicester side. Oh, mate, I've seen the Leeds and Leicester side, mate. They're insane. Punch yeah, I saw that. If Sicko was the cheap option, Watford never would have employed him. Look at the other managers they had gone through before him and after. True. I was close about the first goal last night. I did say Teller to go first, but it come off with someone else. Yeah, to be fair, it's unlucky to take that off Teller, but it does actually come off his head. I've seen people say that's why it went in and Dawson had it covered. I don't know if Dawson would have got to it, but I don't know. It did just beat him all ends up. I'm so excited for Stockport game, new player starting. Yeah, could be. Bambo number 5 will make a difference in that back lineup for sure. I think he'll go forward and not go forward, but I think he'll close players down. You won't have players just like being able to attack us. I think he will stand up and be counter for and take shots where it hurts. Let's have a look. When where was it to? When Southampton took the lead second time, they were just passing the game for around game of FIFA. When 9 minutes came up, why didn't Southampton just go for the jugular? Let's not forget we were League One. I think they were just seeing... The thing is, you're going to have a lot of teams that see what the added time is. I think they knew we were tired and they were just working it around, so it'll be interesting. Watford can't pay their manager much work, otherwise they won't be out by him out sacking. True. That's true. Does people generally think you will walk this league to a point? Nope. I don't. I think it's the hardest league championship I think I've ever seen. I think this league is going to be difficult. I think I've seen Ipswich fans and Plymouth fans from certain sections they think they're going to walk the league because of how they did last season. There's some very good teams in it. I don't think we're going to walk this league. I think we'll be safe. But I think we're also going to become that team that it takes a long time to... It's going to take a while for it to click. And when it clicks, it's going to click well. But the problem for us, we are 3 months behind everyone else in terms of clicking ability with a system. Someone like Martin has managed to get in there early, get things done, but he's got players who can adapt. I don't think we've got players that can adapt. My bad. How did Ashley Fletcher play last night? Okay. But not enough to write home about. He held the ball up okay, but got bullied a little bit for me, personally. Edits on top. I agree with you. Volks hasn't had a full preseason. And that's something we do have to remember. Volks hasn't had a full preseason because of his other half having a kid. So it might take him a while to get up to speed. Came off Armstrong's head. It did. Volks is a Paul Luongo need to sign 2 or 3 centre mids. I said 3 centre mids. Yeah, Palmer can play centre mid, and he is good at centre mid when he can play there. But the difference is, for me, Byers is too injury prone. We're already starting to see this. We don't have cover. If you actually look at what we got in terms of cover in our midfield, and I did this yesterday on the pre-stream. Thank you all that came to the pre-stream, by the way. It was great. So if you actually look at what we got in our midfield, we have Volks, Barry Bannon, Joe Bayer, Marvin Johnson, and Backinson. You could throw Windass into there, and you could probably throw Patterson into there if you use a move like wingers. But in terms of forward, we are pretty stacked, but I don't think you can say Wilkes is an attacking forward on a wing, not an attacking forward. He needs to properly step up. In our midfield, we literally have 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of them last night was injured in Byers. So we have 1, 2, 3. No, 2 of them. Last night, Marvin Johnson and Byers didn't play. So we had 3 midfielders and then had to try and work out what to do with what. We need midfielders. Midfielders is what we need. End of. We really do. Where was I up to? Players that impressed me, Mo Wolf, Walker Peters, Clark, right, but looked good actually. In my opinion, we set too deep, just invited pressure in our third. Yeah, but I was kind of expecting them to do that, if I'm honest. Southampton, very classy side. First half, had a quick look at the start. Passers, Owls, yeah, they just passed us to death. They were so good. But Martin did that at Swansea. And he didn't have the end product. I think at somewhere like Southampton, he'll have the end product to work. There are idiots in our fan base who generally think we should be walking the league when players we have. It's ridiculous. I do appreciate that it's a new setup, but just setting for... Mate, we just come up... Right, Glenn, we've had this conversation offline. And I'm not having it again. We have had this conversation offline. I told you, with the way we started our season and the way we come up and the way everything happened in the summer, our best option right now is just to try and survive because of how we've had in the thing. I will take survival over anything right now because there's a lot of good teams around us. I know that sounds like a really negative thing to say, but it's a very good league and our players yet are not up to scratch with the system. If we get 18th to 12th, I will be a very, very happy man. A very happy man. But right now, it's the first game of the season and I am so sick and fucking tired of first games of the season and people jumping off the meltdown because of how we played. It's the first sodding game. I really had enough of it because every time it happens, you're like, it's one game out of 46. There are 45 other games to get annoyed about, kind of thing. One game. I will take survival at this point with how our preseason been, 100%. Because our preseason been a fucking joke. It's been mental. And there's nothing other fans could do diddly fucking what about it because it wasn't our call. We don't own the club. We don't own the club. If what annoys me, it's one game, and everyone's already thinking that's it. The season's done. Well, before we even started the game, people saying, I replied back to comment to people saying, if you think that, you might as well write to the EFL and go, here's our forfeit for the rest of the season and not bother. Have a bit of fucking faith. For God's sake. And I'm not meaning to have a go at you, Glenn. I'm just meaning in a general point of view. Have some faith. Sorry, I had to get that rant out. Sorry about that. I'm telling you now, League One promotion will almost entirely be replaced come next season. Next summer will probably be a thing. And Glenn, thank you for letting me get that rant out. I think I needed to get that out, and it wasn't aimed at you specifically, but it has been something that's been doing my head in. I do apologise, Glenn. And by the way, Glenn, I like it when you do this because it makes me just get things out. You are very good at getting things that I need to get off my chest out in the open without trying to dilute it, if that makes sense. So thank you, mate. I think it's a bit half about Bayer played 21 games last season, and he played 21 games the season before that. The problem with Bayer, mate, is injury prone. He had been injury prone since we signed him. That is one of the reasons Swansea were quite happy to let him go. He is very, very... He struggled with injuries. And that's something we need to figure out. That's something us as a club, we need to figure out, kind of thing. We need more creativity, and we need a faster striker. I agree. Every man dog is looking for forward in the league. Bob, it's mental. Yep. That's my issue, John. Everybody's looking for a forward, and a lot of clubs can pay money for it. We can pay money, but I haven't seen it yet. Glenn Ginsman, we just come up from the Championship by a playoff. We are 3 months behind everyone else. Everyone else thinks to manage a situation, everything behind the scenes. True. I like 2 centre mids, a left back, and a centre forward. I like that. Better second half. First last night, how we do versus Hull, Preston. We're probably guys where we are than Southampton. True. Let me have a look. You can expect us to be emulating Southampton all season when they come down from the Prem. There's amount of impact in it. True. Mate, at the end of the day, but it's not. I'm not the only fan who talks rubbish like I allegedly talk. I didn't... Glenn! Give up. You've made your point. I've accepted it. I didn't... What I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, we have just come up and had a situation in the league where we sacked the person. At the end of the day, mate, we have to be realistic. If people are not realistic as just surviving, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. If you're in the bottom 3 after 15 games, then you're worried, not after the first game. Exactly. As Jake said, first game season, why are so many judging the entire season 1 game? Exactly that, John. We weren't even bad in the second half. We weren't. I'd take surviving myself. That's the main thing. Early days, new player, did well back at here. Now, looking forward to see how he does in Championship. Very tough league. Southampton was a difficult start. Glad to get it out of the way. Yep. Also, the same case with me too, Glenn. That ended up being something I've always wanted to get off my chest like Jake. Dawson wasn't bad either. I think for Dawson, he's just too slow with paying out from the back. He's just too slow at it. It winds me up a little bit, mate, when we all get high rate. It winds me up a little bit, mate, when we all get a bit high rate. Calm down, mate. I don't mean to get you back up. No, but, mate, it's... The way you put it is making me... The way you put it, mate, it's... You're saying that we shouldn't be aiming for survival. When you look at what our pre-season's been, I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. No, we didn't sack Darren Moore. He walked on us, mate. If I said sacked, I meant walked. I'll go on a rant. I reckon it's going to take a good 10 games for the player to click and Sicko to have an idea of his best start in the lineup. Let's get some patience and get behind the gaffer. Agree. Going to be a culture shock for the fan base this season. Big contrast between League One, where winning most weeks is a thing and losing a lot. Yep. Tom Cannon hasn't signed yet for Preston. It's gone a bit quiet because they said they were going to do it and it's not happened yet. I'll be interested to see if he said anything at all yet about him, or if he said at the end about it. Will Keane go from Jesus? Is he still going? Let's have a look. Where am I at? I think that Mathur will be a start. You gotta be patient with Mathur, but I think he'll be good. We can only get one more foreign signing unless they play regular for international, so Prem loan will be important. Yep. What else could we do? I agree. I don't think Preston have agreed a loan fee. I don't think they have. People just can't seem to realise we aren't the 15-16 Sheffield Wednesday anymore. All right, mate. Hey Dannington, how are you, mate? Realise we'll get 10 points out of the first 10 games. I'll be happy. Go to your happy play punk chef 41. 3, 2, 1, relax. I'm relaxed. I just want to get out. Would not look into yesterday's Southampton will be around top 2, so don't worry, in my opinion. I agree, Ant. Who knows what the future... Exactly, Glenn. Exactly, Glenn. At the end of the day, back the manager, back the players. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, Glenn, I think. We have brought in zero quality. It hurt. It's heartbreaking with them. I don't think we've brought in zero quality. I think Masaba is a good quality player. I think the problem is the players we brought in, Nick, people don't know of. And I think when people don't know the players, they automatically think they're not great quality because they're not been seen week in, week out. By the sounds of it, Paul Valentine, that fan base were absolutely gutted he left them and came to us. Delgado was very successful where he was. Kind of thing. I think Dawson needs to stop being flat-footed. He always seems late shot off the ball and comes and stop pushing. But then the people seem to think if we do sell Smith, it would be good to see use that money go to a loan for the season. Yep. Both Windass were passengers last night. They looked knackered, actually. I get what Glenn is saying. Mind last season we were nailed on for the drop, but players were aiming for not just surviving. It's mental thing, otherwise you can get good. I understand what he's saying. I'm not saying the players. I don't think the players are aiming for just surviving. I'm the fan. I'm as the fan is aiming for surviving. I think the players think they can go quite high up. I think there's a difference of what the players aim for and what us fans aim for, kind of thing. Have fans sometimes it's not in the DNA of the club that fans always see eye to eye opinions. Sometimes we have different opinions, and sometimes emotion tends to right. Yeah, that I'm all for, Glenn. I'm all up for that, but. Me and you have had this conversation so many times. You know my opinion on this conversation. We've had this conversation a lot. And the problem is, every time we have this conversation, it's going round in circles. I can respect your opinion saying maybe we shouldn't be just surviving. But with the start we've had, we are a month behind everyone else. What I'm trying to say is, there's surviving as a fan and there's surviving as players. I don't think the players are going for just surviving. I think they're willing to, knowing that this is going to take a long, not a long time, because I don't need it to take a long time. It's going to take a while for it to kick in and work. That's the thing. Anybody who got a Prem team start first game, it's going to be difficult. It's just how it is. If you got a Premiership team that come down, first game, it's going to be hard because a lot of those Prem teams are going to keep their players. Kind of thing for the first bit. Do you think the new goalkeeper... I actually think Dawson is losing his place. I don't see how you bring in a AC Milan goalkeeper to sit on the bench. I don't... Goalkeepers are the one position, if you bring in on a loan, they're not there to sit on your bench. They're there to play. Strikers, defenders, midfielders, they can all be on the bench and come off. A goalkeeper on loan says to me that they are looking at... they are literally looking at him being first team. Personally. Hey pal, how you doing? Won't we have the missing piece of the jigsaw, then who knows where it will take us? Exactly. We are short. Glenn, where do you think we're short? Actually, good question. I think we're short in midfield, and I think we're slightly short in attack, but I'm not too sure where Wilkes fits in yet. I think he'll be good, but I also don't want to put my eggs on him because we saw how injury prone he was last season. Where do you think we're short, Glenn? Midfield is the net position we need to strengthen for me. I reckon we can finish top half. Nice one. Hopefully it clicks. There were signs last night that in that second half, if that can click, that will be really exciting football to watch. Vasquez is meant to be highly rated. Yep, as we saw last night, the players did have fight in them. They did indeed. The champion is so much harder. Please get behind Sicko and the lad. Positive attitude is there is to encourage, but please come in and have the reputation or history of Sicko. Yep. The thing is, I got us surviving. I literally got us staying up this season. I haven't got us in the bottom half. I haven't got us in relegation zone. I've got us anywhere from 19th to 12th. Anything higher than that, I am happy. I am really positive what I saw last night in that second half. It's very unusual to find a fan who is realistic on their team's chances. We all think they're better than they are, to be honest. That's true, John. That is very, very true. I think for me, when you make content, you get a little bit realistic. Tiny bit, because things you say can come back to bite you in the backside. And I tend to... It's why I don't do the league predictions. I've done one on the FL72 show. But it's why I don't do league predictions. I'll see what happens, kind of thing. Dawson is too slow at playing... Hello, Dean. How you doing, mate? Dawson is far too slow at playing from the back. There were times for the night where I was screaming for him to play the effing ball. Just hug it like he did loads. Have you heard any players we might have signed? I've heard a couple, but I'm not 100% sure on the source, so I don't want to put it out there yet. Maybe other teams would have been smashed to pieces by Prem teams, i.e. Southampton, Leeds, Leicester. 2-1-8, Edema. You know what? 2-1. I would have, at the start of the game, with how everyone were predicting that game, I think 2-1 is a really good goal, considering how many shots they had. They peppered that goal. They really did. What do you think we need? What do you think we need? 2 creative midfielders, 1 striker and a left back. We need 3 creative midfielders. We either need 2 creative midfielders and a defensive midfielder. I'm not sure. Attacking wise, the problem I've got with our attacking stuff, if you are going to play Wilkes as an attacker, and hopefully it does happen because he has got the pace, he needs to be consistent. Now that's the issue. The thing with Michael Smith, he's consistent. Yes, he's consistent at League One. I will say that now. He's very consistent at League One, 20 plus goals each season, 59 goals. But at Championship, he got 10 and 9. So he is technically consistent in the Championship, just not as high. So it will be interesting to see what happens. What if I said that? All these people that are down in Sheffield Wednesday, would they still be down in download studying the dugout last night, saying results, say positive, negative vibes not needed? I think midfield is weak. It's why I said on that video about we need to learn to play without a Barry Bannon. We need to learn to play without a Barry Bannon. Just for when that moment comes, because it will. 66 people watching, 32 likes. Get those likes up, please. I would much appreciate it. If you want a super chat, please do so. If you want to be a member, I would appreciate that as well. Memberships have trucking videos on the side. There'll be some more personal video coming out. I can now do PS5 videos as well. No, I can't. I can't do it till the end of the month. But I will be able to. Let's have a look. We need another winger, midfield, and striker shape. Yeah. Left side of winger, though. I think right side we're fine, but I think left side of winger we need next. Midfielder, yeah. Striker. The striker one's a difficult one because it all depends on what happens with Smith, I think. Because Smith, what Muniz said last night was, don't tell me about a player being linked away. I don't need players out. I need players in. And I think it was quite interesting how it was said there. The one thing that bothered me last night was the lack of press. It was incredibly static shape, although on the ball we looked decent. Yeah, I think we need to press a little bit better. I think we'll have a solid season, 15th, 12th. I would take that. As an Eagle, I would snap your hands off at that. A lot of fans are anti-DC and don't like choices they've made. But like you said, what can fans do? We really can't do anything. We can do things, because Birmingham has shown that you can have protest, but it takes a while. John will agree with this. You can do things, but it means people have to stick to their things and not go to games. I think too many people like it is the thing. Same, mate. I love your path. Thank you, Glenn. This is the side of me I don't really show that much on videos. I do tend to show it. I'm trying to bring a bit more of my personalities out in the live streams. Because I don't think I show it enough. I think last night showed you're lacking a creativity in a forward line. If your manager wants to play out, if you were going more direct, I say you need something out wide and more mobile fullback. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think that back line that we played last night is going to be the starting back line. I don't think it'll be Iorfa Awitway. I think it'll be Iorfa or Bambo, or it'll be Bambo or Iorfa and Deshaun. I think that position will get changed. Iorfa may actually lose his place to, say, Deshaun if he goes up and steps on. I actually don't think that back line will be the same that we finish with. I actually think Bambo's in there to be a lot more stronger, and he got pace. I think that's where he comes in. I think that was a cracking sign as well. You got to remember, we brought in some really good players. We brought in Vasquez today, and he looks solid. And the thing is, Vasquez is that modern keeper. I'll do it in air quotes. Modern keeper who plays with the ball. He'll have that built into him at AC Milan. 68 people watching. 33 like, get the likes up, please. I much appreciate it. I'm happy with yesterday's result. Just too good to win. I'm not happy about. Yeah, exactly, Alfie. I'm not happy about that at all. As I said to Rotherham fans the other season, Michael Smith is not a championship quality. Ever has been, never will be. The thing is, I will happily let Michael Smith go to Derby for a decent amount as long as we got someone else coming in. As long as we got someone else coming in who's proven at this level. Who do you think I'll be a standout? I think Musaba will be good. I think Delgado will be as well. And I just got a funny feeling Bambo will be. We'll see. Musaba or Wilkes will be a standout player. Big call on Wilkes. I really want a good season for Wilkes. As a team, we are doing the best with what we have. Early days, at least we weren't mully. Southampton came from the Prem qualifier. Could have been a bloodbath or worse, and it wasn't. Exactly. I will be more than happy with 12th to 17th. And not take the last game to. Oh God, I forgot our last game in the season, Sunderland. Oh God, yeah. Let it be 12. Let it be 12 or 15 by the time that happened. Jesus, I forgot about that, Glenn. Oh Jesus. What happened to Joe Bayer? Joe Byers had a slight strain on his muscle. It was a muscle injury again. So yeah, protest made very little impact for us. If we're honest, there were other things going on in the background that pushed it though more. Protest make the fan feel better is the real honest answer. Fair enough. Thank you, John. That actually helped me a little bit to understand on that side with fans kind of thing, the protests and everything. So I like that. 350k I saw for Smith. Worko got a really good take on Smith. Worko, his Derby friend take on Smith and why he was on the bench. Any more rumours on target? Apart from Josh Onomer, no, not yet. But I think that'll change tomorrow. Just watch this base. I think Masilba is both-footed. Yes, he is. He can play right or left, which is good. Was Delgado playing right mid last night? Seems like Delgado did feel like he was here, there, and everywhere last night. I loved it. It was really nice to see. How much would you accept Smith? I wouldn't accept the loan. You either let him go for a fee and we can reinvest that, or you turn around and say no. For me, 500k, 600k, 500, anywhere from 500k to 800k, he's a 20-goaler striker in League One. For me, personally. The problem is, if you put him on loan, you want to make sure someone's in. Hey, Lo Duente, how are you, mate? Are we still in for Josh in it? We are talking about it. West Brom's last home game. Still not a good last home game, really, is it? Rangers lost. No way. Rangers lost. How many did they lose by? Killy beaten 1-0. Jeez. Wow. Let me have a look here. Right, I got to run. Have a good evening. Have a good evening, mate. Hey, Punk. I'm okay. Probably get some Prem loans. Hi, Punk Chef. Have recommended Richard Warren to your site. Hi, Richard. We visited Mum and she's okay. Pass it on to Chris. We're all Wednesday, aren't we? Okay, mate. Brilliant. Cheers, Rosie. Richard Warren. Recognise that name. QPR and Rotherham are gone for me. It's all about lack relegation spot. I'm confident that won't be us. Early days. It's one game. QPR are fact. I will admit, QPR are fact. QPR look done. I thought the added time things were interesting. I really did. Right, I will have been going for an hour in a minute. I will end this soon, but this has been a good one for Saturday night, I will say. 268 people, 34 likes. Get likes up if you want. Please do so. It helps. Every little helps go up. There will be videos Monday at some point. I don't know what time, because in the morning I am taking my little girl to go see a film. We are going to go and go watch a film, go enjoy some time with the family. I think I've earned it. There are only one issue with Prem loans in loan fees. I don't understand, because we're trying. Loan fees also, the other problem I got with Prem loans, if players get injured at other teams, they normally come back for them, and strikers are normally the ones that get recalled first. Strikers and goalkeepers. If strikers are doing well in Championship, they get recalled. Shut up. Only gripe I had about yesterday's game was showed so waiting. I think that'll improve. That'll improve. I think we'll stop doing that once we start doing it. I think Hull, Cardiff, Preston will be a better level. I don't want to say level. I don't know what I want to say. Level, no. Yardstick. It'll be a better yardstick. I am a bit tired, mate, but that's my own stupid fault. I didn't go to bed till like 2. It's been a long day. I didn't go to bed till 2 because I decided to play computer games. Because I couldn't. After Wednesday games, especially if they're an evening game, I don't normally finish doing a video till about 10:30. And then I'm still really amped up with the just doing the videos and doing stuff. And last night was a really good one. Which game was it by any chance, Glenn? Was it PGA or something like that, or was it FIFA? Because my old videos have been popping up, and I've got no facial hair, and I look about 12. I reckon we loan in a striker shortly and see Smith go at end of August. 750k fair price. Not for it. That's a very good shout, Andrew. That is a good shout. That is a very good shout. I will give you that one. That is a really good shout. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, maybe we do get a striker in. We loan one and then he goes at the end of August. Look forward to your transfer video. Thank you, mate. I will admit, last month we're busy. YouTube told me I uploaded somewhere around 94 videos. So it was mental. I do appreciate everyone that watches the channel, and we're growing the community. And as I always say, everyone's allowed opinion. There's only some time when an opinion's wrong, and it's normally, I just draw the line at politics and club politics, to be fair. Because club politics is nothing we can't do. I can't remember if one was about 10 years ago. Oh, Jesus. 10 years ago, 25. Oh, ugh. No, I know where I was living 10 years ago. Well, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. 10 years ago. I've been doing this a long, long time. Um, on the good news, when we hit 3K, the channel hit 1.5 million views in its entire lifetime. So I'm worth about as much as a decent Italy one striker. No, I'm worth as much as that George Hurt, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty awesome to find out. Right, I'm gonna end it here because I am rambling. I am rambling a lot. I'll let backward start again. Stop port to get warmed up. Oh, good shout. That is a good shout, actually. Right, guys, I am gonna end it here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I never know how the debriefs on a weekend go because I know people are doing stuff. Thank you for watching. It's been great talking to you all. I love doing this again. I'm really getting into live streams again. They're going really well. Remember, look after yourselves. I will look after me. Don't worry. Stay safe. And your gaming chair. Oh, God. Oh, no. All the old videos are popping up. Oh, no. You had the rowing machine yet? Just out of interest, how many people's had the rowing machine video up yet? Because that was my highest view video. Cheers, lockdown. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Peace and love. Have a good one. We're all went.